Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
1, 2. Check me out right here, yo.
Yo, the sun don't shine forever, but as long as...
Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Bob Sullivan Show here on LateNightSportsRadio.com. Tonight I have on with me from Call the Wild Man, Neil James. Neil, how are you doing?
Hey, Bob, what's going on, buddy?
Not too much. Just, I guess I shouldn't say it's late because we're actually recording this in the morning. But it's a little earlier than I'm used to.
Oh, boy. I hope I didn't get you up, pal. I'm always up with the chickens.
All right. Well, I hope you didn't have to run out and catch any. Run away.
No, I didn't go out and catch any chickens. Didn't think about going squirrel hunting, though. And it's deer season here in Kentucky, and that's how we do our shopping. We go out and get the stuff that the good Lord gave us.
It's the way to do it. Now with Call the Wild Man, you guys had a lot, it was a show I was definitely into. You and Ernie going out backwoods in Kentucky, anywhere. Actually, you guys went to Manhattan. Catching things from foxes to rabbits to raccoons, you name it. What was the most insane thing you saw Ernie catch in the area?
Probably the crocodile. We had never even seen a crocodile before, and I'm thinking, is this real? The whole time we were there, I'm thinking, even as big as I am, this thing could eat us. That was insane. Where do you live, Bob? Where do you live?
I'm out of Omaha, Nebraska. So the wildest thing we do here is probably a raccoon running across our yard or a possum running across the street.
So if somebody said, hey, Bob, catch a crocodile, then you'd be in the same boat with me. I mean, literally up in the boat saying, Lord, I hope I don't have to touch that thing.
I would be leaving Ernie to do leave the turtle man to do his job. I would just,
I pray for him and worry about him. I pray for him and worry about him, Bob, I tell you. Because there ain't nothing he won't do, and just about the time you think everything's cooled off, there he goes, right back in the water again.
Was there ever a time that you were worried, when he goes diving down through those turtles in those swamps, was there ever a time where you were concerned, maybe one of them got him a little too long or anything like that?
Just about every time he goes in the water. Because what a lot of people don't realize is that even though the turtle is smaller than a man, and it couldn't swallow him whole, it could, however, lodge itself down in the bottom of that marsh, catch his finger, and he would be faced with two things: cut the finger off in a very short period of time or drown. A lot of people don't realize that aspect of it. They think, well, gosh, the water's only chest deep. Well, guess what? It don't take but a glass full of water to drown a man. So that's what he's up against every time he gets in the water. And yes, there's a genuine concern, from me and others, because he could seriously drown. If it gets over his finger, his hand, and keeps him trapped down, he can't reach up and get his air. He's not Superman. He's the Turtle Man, or Aquaman, I think is what he referred to it once before.
You've known Turtle Man for a while. Was there, during filming of the show, so you knew his quirks, how he, when he'd go down into the water, grab turtle, bring it back up. Was there ever a time where you had to tell people, either on the camera crew or whoever was involved with the show, either he's going to be fine or, kind of just let him go?
Well, it's best to leave him in his room. I know how to get him out of the water, and I have before, right at the last minute. But one time in particular, we were out in North Carolina in Concord with David Reagan at his farm. And he was saying, how long can the guy stay underwater? I said, well, we don't know yet. You know, and Dave was looking at his watch. And I looked, and, you know, Ernie's up on the other side there somewhere just kind of, you know, pulling a trick on him. So like 5 minutes goes by, and David says, this is kind of inhuman. What do you do? And, you know, it was so funny. You know, but I guess we shouldn't have played that trick on him. But he sure was concerned. You know, Dave Reagan's a great guy. He thought we'd drown Ernie that day.
Have you ever almost gotten your finger bit off in the midst of, you know, Ernie trying to catch an animal?
Well, actually, the only time I can remember as a child having a turtle get a hold of my pants leg. But I'm not going to let him grab, you know, Ernie just grabs them whichever way he grabs them. But I'm always extra careful with it. I had one to bite my chest one time, being in the chest, but I wasn't paying attention. But I've never gotten my finger bit by a snapping turtle. Ernie's had every part of his body bit by a snapping turtle because of the way, you know, he just grabs them just haphazardly, however, and tries to stay away from them. Once he gets hold of them, he reconfigures things and tries to get in the safe zone. But, the only thing that's bit me around the fingers, I guess, probably a non-venomous snake, you know, but they'll get you about every time because they're so fast, and then a possum. I had never in my life, I've been around possums all my life since childhood. We used to play with them, and I've never had one to really bite me. You know, they'd bluff and kind of hiss and hold their mouth open, and then they'll play dead, do that kind of thing. But Ernie wanted me to hand him one back. He had already handed it to me, and I had put it in a safe place, and he wanted me to hand it back to him because somebody wanted to take a picture. Well, I didn't even look. I just reached in there and kind of felt around, you know, and got a hold of him. Well, I got a hold of him close to his mouth. Man, he bit down on my hand. That thing was forever healing up because of all the bacteria that they've got from where they eat dead carcass, you know, rotten flesh. So it really was a surprise to me, more so than the possum. Man, I screamed and slung my hand. It was something else, but you never know. That proves that you don't think out wild for granted.
Did with possums, you know, those are, you know, really one of the more disgusting animals I've seen. And that I don't want to deal with. Is there an animal that, you know, whenever you guys catch an animal, you bring it out to, you know, a part of the woods and then let it go, you know, away from where you caught it, so it won't cause havoc around there anymore? Has there ever been, I've always seen you pull the trap up, let the raccoon out of the cage. Has there ever been a time where you tried to let something go and it tried to come back at you guys?
Yeah, a couple of times actually. I'm thinking the bobcat one time because a cat has got a nature, and thank goodness it didn't get us. But unlike most other wild animals, which have a fight or flight mode, and that is that they either run away or they defend themselves. Well, once you take a feline to the fight mode, he's going to try his best to finish the battle. In other words, if you make him mad and then take him down the road or something in a cardboard box and open that cardboard box, he's just as likely to run back up to where you are and finish it all. I don't know why God made him that way, but a feline, even your house cat, if you make him mad enough, he's going to come back and try to get you. So, you know, I can remember a bobcat turning around and kind of swearing up saying, this ain't done, you know, kind of like Clint Eastwood. But thankfully, we haven't had anything, you know. I've seen some video of guys that release bears. Now, thankfully, we don't have to deal with bears. But, you know, the thought of it coming back, you know, never much more enters our mind because most of the time the critters are as glad to get away as we are to let them go.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're more likely scared of you. Yeah, whether it's a bobcat or, you know, a ocelot, whatever you're, you know, pulling that trap up for. I mean, that's the thing I'm always scared about whenever I see guys, approaching a trap or opening a trap, is that animal still having revenge on its mind. That would be concerning to me if I was opening that trap.
Exactly, buddy. A lot of people ask me, is the show real? We recreate some situations, but the one thing that remains is what Ernie calls live action is exactly that. His physical interaction with a complete wild critter. I stand just inches away sometimes in amazement of his reaction time and the way that he looks at things. It's almost like he can think what the critter's going to do before he actually does it. And it's like this magical dance that he does with it, and he's always got its well-being more so than himself, trying to keep himself safe. He wants to try and put it in a containment or something in the most humane and ethical way. I mean, he's always thinking about that. We have a lot of people said, well, this is fake and that's fake. No, sir. You know what? If you put a tame animal in there, it's not going to react that way. It's going to probably curl up and want to play ball with you. But in order, for the live action to go down the way it does, it is indeed a wild animal. And he like I say, he's kind of like a magician in his own right in the way that he does that. So for all the people out there that might think that it's fake, it's definitely not fake.
Yeah, I never doubted it. I think it's an awesome show. And I think one of my favorites is when he went down and caught that albino raccoon down in that cave. I'd never seen an albino raccoon in my life, and I'm not sure I want to see one again. But what was was that the most obscure thing you've seen him catch, or was there anything more surprising?
I thought, and I believe he thought first off that it might have been a possum, because it was in a hole in the ground. You got to understand, it was near Harrington Lake, and here in Kentucky there are a lot of cave networks that have not been explored, and that was a place that the residents went down and they got their fresh water supply. So for years and years, the old ladder was rusted up where they'd done it for probably centuries, gone down and got water. So that cave network went all the way back to the lake. And I wouldn't have any way of knowing for sure, but I'm thinking, the thing had pink eyes and it was solid white, that, maybe it had never been out on the surface. A lot of times you'll see the crayfish and things and one thing or another, and their body doesn't produce, what's it called, melatonin or whatever that makes colors. So I thought about that since then, had that little critter, maybe a generation had lived, because they wouldn't have any need of coming out. They got plenty of food, water, and shelter, and nobody to mess with them. But man, seeing it white and all like that, you'd have to think it was a possum first off. But the biggest mistake that we probably ever made, and I don't think we were able to film it, was an albino skunk.
Really?
Brother, that is a big mistake, because if you think that's a possum and you get square in there with him, bam, right in the face, here comes all that juice, and it's something to be reckoned with. Ernie thinks that tomato juice gets rid of it, but you know what? It makes Ernie smell like a big pot of vegetable soup. Between that onion smell and that tomato, and then he tops it off with potatoes. I'm the guy that truck ride with it. Gee whiz, I know. I got sensitive smell, so yeah, tomato juice don't get rid of the smell. I promise you that.
Have you gotten sprayed by a skunk at all during the filming of the show?
Oh yes, many times, and you don't even have to get sprayed by the things for it to be a bad situation. I mean, if you have to deal with the clothes or anything of that nature, particularly the bag, it's an oil. A lot of people think that the skunk spray, like a spray bottle, It does to an extent. It's got two little tubes in its rectum, and these tubes control that smell. Well, there are very, very fine hair follicles on the bottom of the tail, right there at the entrance to the rectum. So what it does is it squirts that stuff out and then slings it with those hair follicles. Well, they're no more than what you could put on a pinhead is all it takes. And then once the air hits it, then it just blooms like a flower. No pun intended. But it just absolutely will take your breath. It's like being hit by a mace, point blank. And believe me, on the road it's bad enough, it'll make you a little bit nauseous and you try to get away from it. But when it's point blank, it takes on a whole new meaning. I mean, it is absolutely noxious. It starts to pull all the body fluids to your face. First thing you want to do is vomit. And then, of course, the guy with the camera is saying, go ahead. And you're thinking, oh, man, if I could just get this off of me. And the guys want me to vomit as bad as it is. So, but that makes it TV, I guess, when a guy gets sick.
Yeah, or has to take a bath in a drum with tomato juice in it. And
I guess that's pretty good TV too. It's funny thinking about it.
Does was there anything Turtle Man wouldn't catch when asked?
I honestly don't believe there would be. That would probably be my call. I'd have to say, Ernie, if it's all the same to you, it really would, ease my mind if you did try to do that. Because the man is literally not afraid of anything or anybody. He just absolutely is not. If he has any fear, he doesn't show it.
Have you've never sensed it at all during any of the show where you thought maybe, he might be scared of the situation?
No. If he was ever scared of the situation, the first thing that I believe would be an indicator is he wouldn't let me around him. He's my best friend. And I trust him with my life. Howbeit I can't catch animals the way that he does. I've been around animals. I've been a hunter all my life. We grew up in the country and you learn how to deal with things like that. And if you got an nest of raccoons in the barn, you just go get them. I mean, you don't call somebody and pay somebody to go get them. So, I know my way around animals too. But one thing I know for sure is, in all of his adventures and what he does, he would never let me stand there in harm's way if he didn't think the two of us together could pull it off. In other words, get the animal in a bag or a cage or a carton or whatever we're trying to put it in. He's an absolute 100% perfectionist. It's just like, we've had lunch outside, maybe there'd be a bug or a fly come around, and he'd reach and catch it without looking at it. Incredible. I mean, there's so many facets to the Turtle Man that the world probably won't ever know. And I just wish that I could share all of it with the world about her. He's something else. He's my buddy. He is really a unique individual.
Obviously, you guys get paid in money, but also on the show, there's times where you get, either somebody pays you with, a homemade pie, some kind of food. What is the best payment other than cash you guys ever receive?
Well, what they did is, that's part of the recreation, because when we go on a call, and most of the time here in the country, a lot of people don't have the means to pay you, and they would, and that's just part of our upbringing and growing up. Like if somebody had a tobacco crop out, or they had hay or straw and they needed help with it, well, gosh, it's nothing for one family to go over the entire family, help the other family do the work, and then that would be payment. I mean, it would be a meal, and it's an honorable thing to be invited into somebody's house to have a meal, or them fix you a pie or a loaf of bread or something that they do. It's kind of a barter system, and then it's a country thing. We did get paid, an episodic fee by Animal Planet for doing the show. And that was great, and it helped us financially just tremendously with lots of things that we needed to do and we wanted to do with our family and friends. But yeah, I mean that's depictive of the way things go around here. You know, it's not so much that you try and make a living off of a good deed. You know, you just go do it, and somebody will do a good deed in return. You know, and I'm really glad that they projected it that way, because that's a part of Kentucky that a lot of people will never see, is the goodwill and the good nature to try and help one another. Did that answer your question, Bob?
Go ahead.
I think you were referring to what was the most unusual. I think probably we got a chicken one time, a live chicken, and we were like 400 miles from home. So I rode that little Toyota all the way back home, and I'll credit the chicken. It never went to the bathroom on me once. Of course, it was dark, and most of the time a bird will roost. And I think when their brain's not working, their mouths don't work either, and I'm thankful for that. 400 miles of chicken on your lap's pretty good haul.
Yeah, that's a full day's work to, have to. Well, plus he's probably getting anxious. Yeah, you're lucky getting that. Do anything that you want to do on your lap. With your guys, with the TV show, you guys have found a little bit of fame. What's the biggest change you've had to get used to since, this, TV fame, people wanting, like myself, wanting to talk to you on their shows? What's the biggest adjustment you've had to make to being on TV?
Probably. There are so many ideologies in the world. Try not to offend anybody. Today, that's real tough. I am who I am. Ernie's who he is. We grew up the way that we did. We've got morals and ethics that we were raised to respect. And just, being exposed to other cultures and things, trying to give somebody their space and kind of influence them, with what we know to be the truth, but that Jesus is the Savior of the world. And, one of the funniest things, I guess, we were in an airport, and Ernie's going to tell this family about Jesus. And the guy says, well, I'm Jewish, pal. And Ernie says, well, in his innocence, well, that's great. Jesus was a Jew, so you know all about him, I reckon. So it's just funny things like that have been kind of tough to get used to. That, and like you say, people coming up to you, Chinese people in the airport, and they can't speak English, and live action, they can say that, and it's like, oh, they must recognize me from the show, People come up to me all the time, and a lot of times they're more nervous than I am, and I can sense that. And so my wife says it's going to bite me in the butt one time, but I say, no, they say, I recognize you from somewhere. And I said, I used to be an Amish farmer, but I traded a black hat in for a ball cap, and I wrote you a check for $20. It was a cold check. You're not still mad, are you? Well, she was right. There was a guy that may have had early stages of dementia that thought that I had written him a cold check. She said, now you got yourself in a fix. She said, now you figure your way out. And I never got that guy convinced that I was just kidding him and that I had a TV show. But I hope somewhere down the road that this fella forgives me for it. But I kind of try and watch my P's and Q's when I'm out in public now.
Is there anything that you don't like about the fame that's come with being on TV?
I don't think there is. I don't think there is, honestly, because I love people, and I love it when people approach me, and I try and get out in the public as often as I can, to see people and to go out of my way, because I really believe that God gave me a platform to witness Him and His love, and not to be a guy that would beat somebody over the head with the Bible. All my job or my commission from God is to just simply tell them, hey, Jesus for us. Get to know him. Go find out who he is. Let him be part of your life. You experience him, however you want to experience him. And you establish your relationship with him, whatever that is, and it's not my call. So many religions want to tell you how to dress, what to eat and drink, how to conduct yourselves. But, it's more that, and all those other things fall in line. But the big deal is just get to know Jesus. He's awesome. He is my rock and my salvation. And I'm a man. I tell people all the time that I'll let you down. There's no doubt. I'm a man, and I'm not a Superman. I got a bad temper and a past gas, and my breath stinks. But Jesus will never let you down. Never, ever. It don't matter what man is like. The good devil, he'll never, ever, ever let you down. So, there's not really a downside to it.
Well, a couple more things before I let you go. Call the Wild Man, kind of in that hiatus mode. Where does that stand right now?
We really don't know. We really honestly don't. We want to go back, and we want to film more. I'm sure, there are a lot of things that are, beyond our knowledge, and probably things that they're working on or trying to configure. And we're just hoping that, that we'll come back with Animal Planet. And, they've never said that we're terminated or anything like that, so we're hopeful and we're waiting. Sometimes, that things take a while. So, we're right there with the fans. They're all saying, we want more. Well, guess what? Me and Turtle Man want to give them more. And Jake and Squirrel and Cole, we can't wait to get back on TV because we love it. We love what we do, and we enjoy doing what we do. And we enjoy, most of all, the love of the fans. And we want to give that love back to them and hope that, we've got good health, all of us, and that we can continue to give them what it is that they want the most.
Well, Neil, thank you again for being on. It's truly a pleasure to talk to you. Very insightful, very entertaining to talk to you. And, before I let you go, do you want to tell everybody where we can find you on Twitter? And you are very interactive on Twitter. You're into this whole Twitter thing, and you get it. And also, you want to tell people where we can see you play the band, play your band, have your band or the banjo out there in Kentucky.
Well, on Facebook, it is Neil James or Neil James, the Banjo Man fan page. And you can follow me on either one of those accounts. And even though, on my private account, maybe I can't friend you, if you follow me, I can interact with you. In other words, if you send me a message, I can send you a message back. Twitter is so big that I can't even navigate it. All I can do is go to the portion there in the center that you click on that says, where somebody has sent me a tweet or whatever. It's so big that I've got friends, and I go back years later and I find out where they posted something in regards to something I should have answered, and I can't find it. Like, you went to a private message. Well, it took me a year to figure out there was such a thing. So if people bear with my ignorance and try to reach me, I promise I'll try to reach them back. And this weekend I'll be in Martin, Kentucky, at a thing for the veterans called Red, White, Blue, and I'll be there by myself. I won't have my band with me, but yes, I do have a band. The rest of my band is Katie Allen and the James Brothers, and then I've got a band formed with some of the leftovers from Ralph Stanley's Clank Mountain Boys, and we're all three left-handed, so we call ourselves the Leftovers. So just about anywhere you're out to look up someday, and there will be, because we love music, love sharing that with people. Hope to have a new CD before long, but I'll put that on social media where everybody have a chance to get one if they want it. I did a new CD at Tracking Shack, some of the songs that I'd written, and then some old traditional songs. I'm working on some other things where I might be in the public eye media but I can't talk about them just yet. I'm working on sharing the banjo with the entire world internationally. So I'll tease you out with that and hopefully be able to back it up with some substance here in the next few weeks. But I'm really excited about it, and I appreciate you, Bob Sullivan, for the interview, and thank you for letting me just be blatantly honest with people and talk to them, because I think they deserve to know. You know, I'd rather them hear the truth from me than to go to some kind of weird magazine to get somebody's distorted idea or concept, or even local media. You know, if they think it sells a story, they'll crucify you, man. So it's a pleasure to talk to the folks and let them know kind of the truth about things. And again, thank you, Bob, for the invitation to just go to a radio show. Hopefully we can do it again.
No problem, Neil. I appreciate you coming on. It's been a true honor, and I love hearing all those stories. You know, I'm sure I'm positive there's thousands more that you could tell. And I'd love to have you back on at some point down the road.
Just let me know, pal. Thanks for being so friendly.
No problem. And, all right, Neil? Hey, we're off air now. We're not being recorded.
Okay.
All right, I know you heard it, but I have it.
All right, cool. I like, did you like Neil?
Yeah, it sounded like what'd you find it?
Something shines.
Me and some people at the job I was working at, we started watching the show on It's called Call the Wild Man. I don't know how, but they figured out how to use it. Then I started following them.
Oh, baby, I want you to be mine.
But for a while there, I would have to go through Animal Planet for a while. But their show got canceled, so I don't have to go through Animal Planet.
Baby, I'm waiting for you. So come on, break the rules.
I had to call Animal Planet, go through Animal Planet.
The time's tonight.
Yeah.
Let it start and you.
Alright, well, Antoine's going to be calling
Let it start and I won't stop.
I sent him a message on Twitter. God, I hope this turns into a butt frogging here.
We'll never stop. Let it start.
How about your mess?
And we won't stop tonight.
I think that they get struck.
No,
Hello? Hey, what's going on?
This night belongs to us. We'll never stop because this night is
I'm watching this and then I got the baseball in the background.
Is it still 4-1 in the baseball? Are the Mets still winning 4-1?
Yeah. Yeah, Mets winning up 4-1 in the seventh inning right now. Mets gonna do it. Like, they gonna take the whole thing.
nobody wants to believe it, Antoine. You and me are the only ones.
I'm watching this. My grandmother's, she grew up in Queens. You know, I'm rooting for her and, like, hell, get to win another World Series, and hopefully my grandmother can die happy.
Who the hell can wait till morning? Talk now at latenightsportsradio.com.
Welcome back to the Bob Sullivan Show here on
Bob, are you there?
First album of the year as far as like hip hop Grammy, 90 by Nature, in '96. Like that was a big moment for hip hop. So yeah, I understand. Like I'm glad you pray that, even though I understand like you understand what's going on.
Antoine, are you sure you didn't just exam that knowledge right now?
Well, that was the first hip hop of the year album. So yeah.
What's with the music?
That wasn't the first hip hop album. First hip hop Grammy, but it was the first hip hop album of the year for the Grammy.
Hold on. Freaking iTunes just crashed my computer.
Here we go.
Yeah.